Oh yeah, the opening sequence for this is just a white noise generator. And I remember I went to school for music, and one of the things that we had to do at one point was create an ocean or a wave sound using only a white noise generator. It sounded a lot like this. I'm gonna see here we have 3 different options, or 6 first and second player. But you have the skate session, which is just the skating. You have the big wave encounter, which is just the surfing, and then you have the wood and water rage, which I'm not sure. Well, I guess you just want to play one or the other, but it should be, in my opinion, this should have been more of a practice, run of the street, a practice run of the big wave. But because it is T&C wood and water rage, the wood and water rage should just be the default. That should be what you're working up to anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that and see how far we can get. I like the choices of characters. I wish you could kind of mix and match them. You have the Mexican wrestler and then a cat, and then you have the Elvis sunglasses, and you have a gorilla. These were called the Boys, and with a D and a Z, I believe. They were the characters that were used to introduce and to sell the T&C clothing line. Now, T&C, I believe, still exists. They make surfboards primarily, but I think they do surf and skate. Here we go. The controls of this are relatively simple. B moves you forward, and then A is jump, and you can do tricks, big jumps, or you can just, and this was an interesting one for me, you can just jump with your board still rolling underneath you, and that comes into play later in the game, right on those. That was my mistake. You also notice there's a minute countdown timer, so you only have a minute to get to the end of the level, and you notice along the bottom of the screen you see that it's counting down 2 and then 1, and that kind of lets you know your distance to the end. Not too difficult. Now we're going to move into round 2. Oh, the wood and water rage. Now this was very difficult. I never would have been able to figure out these controls if I hadn't just really kind of played with it. Their natural instinct is to move right, to go right. However, moving right just leads you to the bottom of the screen, and eventually you'll go off. So I have only ever been surfing once, and I don't know. It was catching a very small wave and riding into land. It wasn't like anything, no big wave, no nothing. It wasn't anything like that, so I don't know if the point is to go into the wave or come out of the wave. I'm sure professional surfers do things like that all the time. Now we're bouncing back and forth. So I would say if I can get 5 rounds of each in, then I would call that good. That means that this is probably going to go by relatively quickly. So let's just see how far we can get, with 5 being the goal, and how far we can go beyond that. Now here, you'll see my life meter has increased. I do start with a few life points to begin with, but once it fills up, my time actually does not expire. It just kind of pauses right there, which is very helpful, I imagine, in the later rounds. However, as the rounds progress, you do start each round with less and less life. So this is all up and down movements, actually. So up and down and right are what gets you where you want to go. And besides just not dying, You get points by kind of, oh goodness, you get points by being just on the inside of the wave without actually losing it. Or by cresting the wave just a tiny bit. Whew. That was close. Every time you die, it takes away 2 life also. So if you're down to 2 life, then you're dangerously close to losing it. Oh. At least in surfing it does. Here, I'm not sure. I wasn't paying too much attention previously. And, well, and 2. But as you progress, as you gain points, you do get life back. Let's see. There we go. Now I can at least know that if I have a problem, be alright. I am concerned because there is only 20 seconds left, and I'm still only at 10 seconds. If I hadn't reached full life, I don't know if I would have made it to the end. Why are there piranhas in the ocean? Why am I surfing where there are piranhas? Seagulls I can understand. I think my goal being that I just want to get to the end, I'm not so much concerned with the points as I am just trying to get to the end of the level. Or end of the round. Another close one. The odd thing is to do those ollie jumps, you do need to pull back, so it does slow you down just a tiny bit. And if you don't pull back before you actually hit A to jump, then you just do the jump off the board with the still right underneath you, and in many cases that's just the end of the, it's just knocking you down. You can see, like, right on the inside of the wave there, I was hitting 100 extra points. This is so nerve-wracking. That went much better. Once I hit that full life, I'm probably not going to make it beyond this. Six seconds. Can you do it? I was never great at skateboarding. So it's 10 rounds, it's 5 on each. I heard a rumor that 12 was the end, so let's see if I can do this one more on each one. As you can see, my starting life goes down each time, which doesn't make me feel good. That's the increase in difficulty. So that's 2 increases in difficulty for each round, actually. So not only is there more obstacles on each round for both the surfing and the skating, but you start with less life also. I guess one or the other was too much or too easy for... Oh, crap. Ah, this is the end. There's no way that I can make it on 12 seconds. Let's see. No.